Well, our daughter normally does Thanksgiving for the family, her 3 boys and us and their wives or families or whatever's involved at the time. But since this year 2 of them are in hospitals, in emergency rooms and stuff, and they have to work, and the 3rd one is in Colorado, so they're out, and other families are attracting the wives and kids and everything, so it came down to the fact where it would be my daughter, her husband, my wife, and me, and 4 people. It just isn't worth the effort to cook up a big Thanksgiving dinner for 4 people. So we decided this year we'd just go to a restaurant. We picked out, or our daughter picked out, Johnny Carino's, and they're serving a Thanksgiving dinner there. The whole thing, dinner, dessert, drink, is $18.95 a person, which is cheaper than we could buy turkeys and all of that. So that's what we're going to do. The only thing about it, the dessert will be a pumpkin pie, but no Thanksgiving is complete without a pecan pie, so I'm going to make one. They're very simple. A lot of people are afraid to try to make one, but I'll show you just how simple they are to make. Well, when you're going to make anything, you want to get everything together so you don't forget anything in there. If you don't have it out, you'll invariably forget it. So I have here 3 eggs. This is a 1/4 cup of melted butter, light corn syrup, light brown sugar, the pecans, and this is a tablespoon of flour and a teaspoon of salt. And here's some vanilla extract. Now what we're going to do is make it in a blender or chopper. That's a lot easier than getting out a whisk and beating it and all that. Oh, and then the other thing that we have is a pie crust that I got at the dairy section in Walmart, because I could make a pie crust, but making your own pie crust is like making crackers or mayonnaise. Just isn't worth the effort. Well, I'm going to start out with the eggs. Just put them in here with the melted butter. 3 of them. Okay, so that made just under a cup of liquid there. So we need a cup of corn syrup, so that'll bring it up to the top nearly. So I'll add the light corn syrup up to just under 2 cups. There's a cup and 3/4 there. That's about right. Now I'm going to pour all that in this blender here. Tilt that up so it'll drain out. There you go. Lock that and plug the blender in over here. should have checked it. Let's see why it's not running. Well, so much for doing things the easy way. Anytime you have something mechanical, it can always quit. And that's what's happened to this little blender. It has decided not to run, so everything goes into the cup here. And I'll resort to something that I know that does work, and that's a whisk and do it by hand. You can always depend on your hand. Okay, that's pretty well done. So now we'll dump in the flour and salt and the brown sugar. Whisk all that together. Now it doesn't have to be too terribly well blended, just as long as the lumps are out of the sugar and everything's combined. That'll do that. Get rid of this thing. That's something for the trash. I'm not even going to try to fix it. Now, cut off the excess pie crust here. Toss these scraps. Now all you have to do is sprinkle the pecans in here. You don't have to mix them in because they will float to the top as it starts. Oh yeah, I need to adjust this. Go ahead and turn it on to about 400 to let it start preheating. Now I'm going to kick this up a little bit, and I have some miniature chocolate chips, and that really does the work. On making a super pie. Make a chocolate chip pie here. By the way, to dispel a mistake that a lot of people have made, in Texas, a pecan is a nut. A pecan goes on the edge of the bed, and so you don't have to walk out to the outhouse in the middle of the night. And speaking of forgetting things, about that much vanilla extract. And whisk that in. And just pour the liquid. into the pie shell. Clear this stuff off out of the way here. Okay. And very carefully pick this up and move it into the oven here. That's another thing about the steel pie pan there, is it will fit in there where a glass one won't. And we'll leave that up at 450 for about 5 minutes to initially set the pie crust, and then I'll turn it down. Okay, it's been about 5 or 10 minutes since I put it in there at 450. So what I'm going to do is turn the oven down to 350 and set the timer for about 45 minutes and check it at that time. See if it's done or needs a little more or not. So that's it. The pie's in the oven, and go do something else. Well, the timer just went off and the crust is nice and brown. Let me check. And it doesn't wiggle in the middle, which means it's done. So what I'm going to do is pull this out a little ways and let it cool down slightly that way with the door open before I try to pick it up. Yep, it's done. Well, it's had time to rest a little bit, but it is still hot. So take it out and put it up on top of there. And this down here. And I'll put it down there to cool some. Yep, that's set, and it's done. Well, there it is. It's going to be ready to have after Thanksgiving dinner on Thursday. Let that sucker rest some more, and it's ready to go.